you join for let me know you're seeing anything. You see. Are you done? Are you seeing anything? What I say? Don't be copy. I'm not saying like a screen. Let me see the screen now. It's not anything. No, no. Check. Okay, guys, can you all hear me? Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, please just go to the chat box and type you are active. If you can hear me, please go to the chat box and type I'm active. Okay, can you see me and can you see my screen? Can you see me and can you see my screen too? Okay, I believe everyone can see my screen. Can see my screen and can see me and also can hear me. I can see Kingsley Chinoso, welcome. I can see Kenny Benson, welcome to Noni Plus. I can see Maduko Borachi, welcome to Noni Plus. Yeah, so in the next 2 to 3 minutes, we'll be starting. Okay, your screen is not readable. Okay, let me try to um, enlarge it. Let me select to work. Sorry. Mm, Okay, is the screen readable now? Can you see it fully now? Okay, so I think we'll just start because time is no longer on our side. It's just like a 1 hour um, program. We'll start and we'll just end it. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to today's section. So today we'll be building one of the most developed console application we normally use on our day-to-day activities. That is the ATM console application. That is what we're building today. So as you can see here, my name is Stanley Ikemefuna. So I'll be your host for today's training or today's section. So if you're a beginner, if you don't have any experience in C Sharp or in backend or in front end, don't worry. I'm just here to just break it down for you and tell you that it's possible that you can design or implement an ATM console application using C Sharp and using backend development. So cool. So I can see Awiru Shogeledolo. Okay. Sorry, I didn't pronounce that name very well. So yeah, welcome everybody to my channel. Today is Noni Plus. In case you have not subscribed, please just after this section, you can just click on subscribe and watch all my videos I've done from beginning. I've uploaded about 16 videos just for you to just go through them one after the other. So today we'll be building an ATM console application. That is what we're building today. As you all know, when we go to withdraw money from the ATM, there are some input that is being displayed on the screen. Like for instance, if you go to an ATM machine to withdraw money, they ask you to insert your ATM card. So once you insert your ATM card, they'll ask you to enter your PIN. And once you enter your PIN, they'll display about 5 or 6 options. Maybe one is for withdrawal, two is to check balance, three is for transfer. Then if you want to withdraw, you can click on any of the number. Then once you click on the number, you withdraw the money. You can as well check your balance. And after that, you remove your card and a screen will now display there that thank you for banking with us or something like that. So that's what we'll be developing. That's what we'll be implementing here. So as you all know, my name is Stanley Kemifuna. I'm a C Sharp developer and also a coach as well. So I'm a backend developer as well. So I have experience in backend. I have experience in front end. So my backend, I use C Sharp for my implementation, and for my front end, I use Bootstrap. I use HTML. I use C Sharp. I use CSS for my front end. That is to do my front end. Like those of you that don't know the differences between the back end and the front end, I was able to break it down in my videos that what are back end, what did they do, and what are front end, what did they do. So let me just quickly just break it down for you then before we dive into um, today's training. So like a back end, like for instance, if you go to a restaurant and you want to order for a food, so those things you are seeing, the person that will come and meet you to take your order, now those people that refers to our front end, those beautiful things you are seeing in the restaurants, those chairs, those tables, those clothes, those clock, those paintings, the staff that's going to attend to you, take your order. These are what front end do. So they display what a user will see on the screen. So front end are those people that will attend to you when you go into a restaurant. Then the back end also as well is those people that is preparing the food that you don't even know how they process the food. You don't even, but you are just eating the food. You don't know how they make the food. You don't know the process. You don't know the series of um, stress that the person has gone through making that food to make it available for you. So those people that are preparing that food for you at the back are referred to as backend developer, as well as backend staff. So that's just the difference for you to just understand how what backend and what backends are and what front ends are. So backends are used to just implement a lot of things that we don't see, like for instance an ATM machine, those things that are done behind the back of the ATM machines, those codes that are run behind the backs of the ATM machines are called backend. Then what we see once we go to use an ATM machine, those buttons, withdraw your money, transfer, enter your PIN, those beautiful things you see on the screen are refers to as what front end or refers to as what UI. So that's what front end develop. Like your app, your bank app, those images you see on your app, those buttons, those forms you see on your app to transfer, these are referred to as user interface. They are being developed by front end developer. Then what the backend do is that once you click on transfer, the logic behind that transfer, what a transfer will do, transfer the money to the next person or withdraw the money from the next person. So those logic behind those transfer, those logic behind when you click a button on the screen to to take the request and return you the response. So those logics, the response and the request as known as was backend. So these are backend developer that do develop this kind of application. So that is just the difference between what I've just tell you, the difference between a backend and a front end developer. So it depends on the one you want to go into. But here, basically, at Noni Plus, I'm teaching you 80% backend and 20% front end. So you get full knowledge of how backend operates. Then the remaining 20% we use it to just brush out the front end part. So that is what Noni Plus we are doing on our channel. So we help people, we coach them and we help them to become a software developer, a C sharp developer, and also a backend developer. So like we all know, the world is going to a technology world that they might never, if you are going for an interview, they'll ask you what IT skills do you have. That is the first question they'll ask you. What IT skills do you have? What kind of skills, the IT skills? So no longer what experience do you have or something. What IT skills do you have? What can you bring to the table? So these are the IT skills that you can get and use it to apply for job. So let's get back to business. So we'll be designing our first console application. That is an ATM application. So I don't know, has everybody downloaded the Visual Studio? If you have downloaded the Visual Studio, please, you can just go to the chat box and say yes so that we can start. Let me know how many people have downloaded the Visual Studio. If you have not downloaded it, you can just go to my videos. You see, I always break it down, the steps on how to download Visual Studio. So if you have Visual Studio, please go to the chat box and say, yes, I have. Okay, beautiful. I can see someone say I have a Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is just like an environment that we use to design application. So what we use to design application, what we use to design web applications, mobile application, software application is what we call Visual Studio. It's an environment that we use just like CorelDRAW. If you know how to use CorelDRAW very well or Photoshop, these are environment using designing banner, designing logo. So just like we have Photoshop, CorelDRAW, so we have Visual Studio in backend development, and also you can use it to design front end development. So first of all, we are going to open our Visual Studio. So this is my Visual Studio on the screen. These are my Visual Studio. Once you open your Visual Studio to show you your current project, so let me enlarge this so that people can see it. Sorry, okay. Okay, so this is my Visual Studio. These are the projects I've done so far. And by my left, you see if you want to create a new project, open a local folder and open a project solution. So now we'll be creating a new project. So once you click on create a new project, I believe you are following me. Click on create a new project. So open your Visual Studio to show you this screen. Click on create a new project. Once you click on create a new project, so it will take you to another screen. It's loading. Let's see the screen to take you to. Okay, beautiful. So these are templates. We have a lot of templates here. So, but what the templates we are using is the console application because that's what we are building. We are building an ATM console application. An ATM machine is a console application. That's what we are building. So you can see we have different templates here. But I'm not going to explain all this template now. What I'm just telling you just how we can design a console application. So console application is a template that we are using to design an ATM machine. So let's click on console application. Once you click on console application, then click on next. Click on next here on the screen. Once you click on next, it will take you to where you write the name of the project. Let's say the name of the project. Let's say ATM console application. Let me write it down. ATM console application. So that is the name of my project name. So this location means where are you storing this project? So I'm storing my own in my folder. So you can store your own in any of the folder. So let's click on next. Once you are done, you click on next. So once you click on next, it take you to another screen. So you select the framework. I believe most of are you guys following me? Hope you guys are following me. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing. Let me not know okay. So let me go back so people can see it very well. So on the framework, we have different versions of .NET. So we have .NET 5, .NET 6, 7, 8. So these are framework that we use to design applications. So the current version, we have .NET 10. Well, now what I'm using is .NET 9. So if you have your own that is .NET 8, you can use it, or .NET 7 or 6. But what I'm going to use presently is .NET 9.0. That's what I'm going to use. Once you click on 9.0, leave all this, but do not use, just uncheck all these things, it's not necessary. Then click on create. So once you click on create, so the application will now create, like the environment for you to begin to code now will now create. So let's see. So it's loading. You just hold on. Okay, it's taking time. Just hold on. I think it's the network. Please just hold on. I'm trying to create the project so that we can start. So I can start designing the ATM console application. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So this is the screen. This is the environment for designing our application. So this is the environment. So let me just so you can see we have console.writeLine. This is hello world. So this is what we are going to print now on the screen so that people can see it. So if I want to print this hello world on the screen, just click on this play button on top on the menu, this play button that we have here. Once click on this play button, so what we wrote here, hello world, is going to display on the screen. So let's hold on. So I'm trying to print the hello world on the screen. So you can see we have hello world here. Let me enlarge it so you can see it very well. So you can see we have hello world here on the screen. Beautiful. So let me close it. So I can decide to write hello Stanley here, and it will just to print my name on the screen. Let me run this play button. Let's see. Okay, you can see hello Stanley, hello Stanley on the screen. So beautiful. Let me enlarge this thing so that people can see it very well. 200. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, okay, okay. So hello Stanley. So you have printed the write-up on the screen. That is console dot write line. So now let's start designing. Let's start coding. Please just pay attention. If you are new to coding, if you are just a beginner, please just pay attention because what I'll be discussing here is very, very important. So let me just delete this one. We don't need it again. So this is just like an empty screen. Yeah. So let's start. So first of all, if you are designing an ATM machine, first of all, what we need first is we have to declare a variable. Like in my class, I say variable are like a container that helps to store data or store information. So what I need now, I'm going to declare two variables. The first one is the correct pin. That is like I'll declare a variable for pin. Then the second variable I'm going to declare is variable for account balance. So I'm doing as if I have an account now in Zenith Bank. So I have my own PIN and I have my own balance. So that's what I'm going to declare. I'm going to just declare the variable and keep it. So I'll declare it and I'll assign something there. So let's go. So variables, like I said, is a container that helps to store information. We have different variables. We have the int, we have the boolean, we have the string, we have the decimal, we have the char variable. So these are categories of variables that are used to store information or store data. So I'm going to declare a string. A string is used to store text or store um, numbers as well. So let me declare a string. So this is a string. If I want to declare a string, just type string. Then let me assign the name of the variable I'm going to declare. So let me write like correct pin. So this correct pin is the name of my variable I want to declare. So this string is the name of the variable. That is the name of the variable is a string. And the name I'm assigning to this string is correct pin. So let me now assign the variable a value. So let's say, is equals to double quotes. Then let me just put this pin 1234. Then I close it. The semicolon. So what I've just done now, I've declared a variable and I've also assigned a value to that variable. So the variable I declare is a string variable. The name of the variable is correct pin. That is my own pin. Then my pin is 1234. So I've already assigned this pin to this variable. That is the first step we're going to take. Then the second step, let me declare my account balance. Account balance, in my previous video, I say if you have anything you have to do with money, you have to use a decimal variable to, to declare it. So let's write, let me say decimal, then let me say account balance is equals to, let me put 10,000 dot 00 m. Okay, sorry, there's an error. Sorry, this supposed to be space. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I've declared another variable, a decimal variable, and the name of the variable is account balance, and the value assigned to this account balance is 10,000 naira. So now I have my own PIN. My PIN is 1234. My balance in Zenith Bank now is 10,000 naira. This is what I've done first. This is what I've done first. Hope you understand this, like what I've done now. So I've declared variables. In case you don't know what are variables, please just go to my videos. I explain in details what variables are. Variables are containers that are used to store information. So I've stored this 1234 in correct pin, and I've stored 10,000 naira in account balance. So I've stored it on this computer. Sorry. So let's proceed. So I know we are in the same page. Let's proceed. Okay. I believe if you all are getting what I'm teaching here. Okay. So let's go. So now I've created a variable and I've declared the variable. So the second thing I'm going to, or the next thing I'm going to declare is what? I'm going to tell the ATM machine to display for me, welcome to Zenith Bank. Well, that's what I'm going to do next. So I already declared the variable. So the next thing I'm going to declare now is to tell the ATM machine, welcome to Zenith Bank. So I told you we have three methods that we can use to print something on the console. We have console.write, console.writeLine, and console.readLine. So console.writeLine, it helps you to print or to display something, a text on a screen. So that's what I'm going to use. Then we have console.read, and we also have console.readLine. So first of all, let me use console.writeLine to what? To tell the ATM machine to display welcome to Zenith Bank. So let's go. Type your console.writeLine. Um, we have welcome. Let me type welcome to. I'm sorry. So the right line. Welcome to. Oh, this thing is wrong. Sorry. Welcome to Zenith Bank. Okay, so this is the third step now. So what I've done now, I've told the ATM machine to display for me, welcome to Zenith Bank. So as I'm going to the ATM machine, this is what to display on the screen, welcome to Zenith Bank, by using console.writeLine. Console.writeLine are methods that are used to display variables, display values on the screen. So the next one I'm going to do again. I'm going to tell the ATM machine to also display for me, please enter your PIN. So you can see the beautiful thing about Visual Studio. It's already telling me what to do, but I've not done it, but it's giving like a clue of what to do. So I'm going to tell the ATM machine now to display for me, enter your PIN. So what I'm going to use now is console.write. If I use console.writeLine, it will display on the next display on the next line. But once, if you are entering the PIN, it should display on the same line that is please enter your PIN. So let me first of all write console.writeLine, console.write. Okay, so please enter your PIN. So I've told the ATM machine, after displaying for me, welcome to Zenith Bank, please display for me, please enter your PIN. So from now, if I run this application, you see that the ATM machine now is telling me that I should enter my PIN, and I'm going to enter my PIN, but I'm not doing that at the moment. So let's proceed. Okay, so we have done the fourth step. So let's go to the fifth step. So fifth step now, we're going to use another method called console.read line. Console.readLine help us to collect information that the user has imputed. After display enter your PIN, if I should enter my PIN, so this console.readLine will help me to collect this information that the user has imputed on the screen. So first of all, I'm going to declare it, the next one. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to store it in a string. So let me string Let me say enter pin is equals to console.readline. So what I've done now, after a user has entered his or her pin, so the console.readline will now collect this information. We collect this information from the we collect this information from what the user has entered. So that is what console.readline means. So it waits for the user to type and press enter. Then the typed text is now stored in the entered pin variable as a string. So now I've done the first part. So let's go to the next part now. So a user has already entered his PIN on the ATM machine. What are you going to do next? First of all, as a developer, I'm going to check if that PIN he has entered is correct or not. If not, if the PIN is not correct, please tell the user incorrect PIN. Or if the PIN is correct, please tell the user PIN successfully or PIN entered successfully, then show the user the next screen. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a conditional statement, which is an if statement. Please don't worry about all this grammar I'm blowing for you guys. I'm going to be teaching it. I'm going to be uploading my videos one after the other on conditional statements. So what I'm doing now is just for you. Okay, can you hear me, guys? Okay, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Let's hope it's fine. Okay, can you see my screen now? I think it's visible now. Can you guys see my screen so that we can proceed? Sorry, I didn't know that people are not seeing my screen now. Can you see my screen? Oh, okay. So, beautiful. So, what I've done so far, I've declared variables, which are two variables, which is a string. You can see on line one. Let me enlarge this thing so that people can see it very well. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so you can see on line one, I declare variable correct pin by storing this pin on this variable. Okay, so what I've done so far, I've declared two variables. You can see on line one and line two, I declare two variables. The first one is correct pin. I store my pin that is 1234, which is a string. While the second one is account balance, and I store this amount, that is 10,000 naira, to this account balance. So, like I said, variables are like containers that are helped to store information or store data. So, I'm storing this data to this variable. So, the next one I did was on line four. So, I use console.writeLine to tell the ATM machine to display for me, welcome to Zenith Bank. Then the on line five, I also tell the ATM machine to tell me to enter my PIN by using console.write. Then the last one I did there is I use a string. I declare a string entered pin, and I use console.read line to able to store what the user has entered. So if you go to my video, I was able to break down what console.write line, console.write, and console.read line means. So these are very important, and they are all methods that I use to display on the screen. So I've used the three of them on this particular project. So let's go to the next one. So what we are doing now, after the user has entered his or her PIN, so as a developer, I'm going to check now. This PIN that the user has entered, is it correct with what I have? That is it correct with the PIN? For instance, if a user goes to the ATM machine and enter a wrong PIN, so the ATM machine will check if the PIN the user has entered validates the original PIN that the user have. So if the result is no, it will tell the user incorrect PIN. But if the result is successful, it will tell the user PIN registered successful. So that is what I'm going to be doing next. So what I'll be doing now is to use I'm using an if statement. That's what I'm using now to do my conditional statement. So I'll go to the next line and I'll type if. You can see it's already giving me a clue of what I'm going to write. So I'll say if entered pin, please follow me. Entered pin is equals to correct pin. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, so this is what I did now. If entered pin, what is the entered pin? The entered pin is what the user has entered on the machine. Then this correct pin is what the main pin that the user has when he was reaching the account, the pin the user has. So I'll be checking if this entered pin is equals to correct pin. Is it the same thing? Has user entered the correct pin? If not, please tell the user your pin is invalid, or tell the user please try again. So that's what I'm checking on line 8. I'm checking if entered pin is equals to correct pin. Please pay attention because we are going to something very important. Okay, so now I've done a conditional statement by using an if statement. Entered pin is equals to correct pin. If not, tell the user that incorrect pin, access denied. So what I'll be using here is to do an X statement, like if and else statements. Then okay, so this is an if statement and this is an else statement. So they are all both conditional statements to check if a condition is true. So if this condition is true, please display what I'll be doing in this box from line 10 to line 14. But if it's not true, please display for me what I'll be displaying in 16 and 17. So first of all, let me display what I'll tell the ATM machine. Let me say console.write line, and I'll say incorrect pin, access denied. Let me break it down so I don't confuse you. Sorry. Okay. Oh, this is too small. Let me increase it a little. Sorry. Mhm. Okay, so I've told the ATM machine to tell me if this pin is not correct, please display to the user incorrect pin, access denied. So if the pin is correct now, this is what I'm going to tell the ATM machine to display for me. So let's check it out. Let me see. Okay. So I'll tell the ATM machine to display for me now console.write line, um, pin, pin verify successfully. Okay, so I've done two things now. If a user should enter a wrong pin, I'm telling the ATM machine to display to the user incorrect pin, access denied. But if the pin show is correct by using this if statement, I'm telling the ATM machine to tell the user pin verified successfully. So if we have done this, that means we have done part of the job we have asked to do. This is very important. So we have collected the pin from the user, and we have collected the pin from the user, and we have showed if that pin is correct or not. Please display on the screen. So let me just run this application. First of all, let me show you how it will look like. So let me click on this play button. So let's see. I'm running the application. Let me see if exactly what I wrote on the screen, that is what I code on the screen, is going to display on the console. So let's see. So it's loading. Um, okay, so you can see, welcome to Zenith Bank. You can see, please enter your PIN. If I enter a wrong PIN, let me say 1456, and click on enter to tell me incorrect PIN, access denied. I don't know if you are getting me. Welcome to Zenith Bank. Please enter your PIN 1456, incorrect PIN, access denied. So let me run the application again so that also hold on. Okay, let me run the application again. So and see. Let me enter the right PIN now. Let me see what the ATM machine will display. You can see welcome to Zenith Bank. You can see please enter your PIN. Let me enter the right PIN 1234, and I click on enter. So you can see PIN verified successfully. So we have done the first part of building the ATM console application. So we're going to the next part now. So if you have done this, that means you have done part of the job of implementing a console application. That is a job well done. So you have tell the user if it's a correct PIN, please log in the ATM. But if it's not correct PIN, please tell the ATM, the user, that access deny, incorrect PIN. Or you can say, please try again, depending on what you want to achieve. So I've done PIN verify successfully. So what next? So let's, for instance, I go to an ATM machine and I put my correct PIN. The thing that will display is they will show me in numbers like 1 withdrawal, 2 transfer, 3 check balance, 4 deposit money, and 5 exit, and so many options I'll see on the screen once I've successfully um, enter my PIN correctly. So that's what I'll be displaying in my next code now. So every code I'll be writing will be from 11 to 13. What I'll be doing will be between these if statements. This else statement is just to tell the user that's incorrect PIN, access denied. You can't use my ATM. So any code I'm doing now, I'm going to implementing it inside this if statement. So let's go. So first of all, to display all those options on the screen, I'm going to declare a boolean first. Bool exit, let me say exit is equals to false. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all this. Let me just declare the variable so that I'm going to explain this one after the other. So bool exit is equals to false. Okay. Then I do a while loop. While sorry, I'll do a while loop if exits. Okay. Um, oh, this one is going down. Okay. Let me just declare so that I'll explain everything that I've done. Okay, so what I've done so far, I was able to declare a boolean, which is exit, and I tag it as if false. Not no boolean is either true or false. So this exit now, I've tagged it as false. Then I've done a while loop. While loop is just like a conditional statement used to display some a line of codes when something is true. So and I'll say why there is an exclamation mark there, then exit. Why this does not exit? or the opposite of exit, please display these options for me. So I've already tagged this exit as false. So what I'm going to do now, on the ATM machine, they have different options, and they have like there's an option that is a exit on the ATM machine that if you don't want to do anything, just click on that numbers. It will exit you from that screen and tell you, thank you for banking with us. So that's what I'm going to do now. So first of all, I'm going to declare a boolean that is exit is equals to false. Boolean has two conditions, either a true condition or a false condition. So after declaring that boolean, so I'm going to do a condition statement, I'm going to be using a while loop. I'll say why this does not exist. Please display this line of these numbers for me. So first of all, I'm going to tell the ATM machine to display a lot of numbers for me. So let me go. Hold on, please. Let me see. So what I'm going to use now, I'm going to use console.writeLine to display all those values. There's all those numbers once a user was able to enter his PIN correctly. So let me CW console.writeLine. Please hold on. Please follow me. Um, okay. Please choose a transaction. That's the first one. We'll tell you to choose a transaction. Then the next one, let me type CW. If I want to do if I want to write console.writeLine fast, just type CW and type tab to show you console.writeLine in full. So CW, that's console.writeLine. Then I'm writing a text field inside. Then I'll say one. As I'm trying to display the option now. Check balance. Oh, sorry. Two, CW. Um, Two will be withdraw money. Please hold on. I'm trying to display those options on the screen. Then three. Let me just duplicate this one. So we have three. So three will be deposit money. Let me see. Deposit money. Then four will be to exit the application. That's to exit. If you're not doing anything on the ATM machine, you just want to just play around, and just click on exit and it will exit you. Okay, so I've displayed those options on the ATM machine. So what I'll be doing now is to tell the user to select any of these options from 1 to 4. That's what I'm going to do. So let me use console.readline. Console.write. Let me use console.write. Okay. Enter your choice from 1 to 4. So after it has displayed these numbers on the screen to tell you, please enter your choice from 1 to 4. So you will, at least you know how to, or where to enter. So you just click on, if you want to check balance, you click on 1. If you want to withdraw money, you click on 2. If you want to deposit money, you click on 3. And if you're not doing anything on the ATM machine, just exit the application. So after this now, after the user have selected the number from 1 to 4, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use console.readline to collect what the user have imputed. I don't know if you are getting me. Okay, so after the user have entered his choice, maybe from 1 to 4, any of the number, I'll now use a method called console.writeLine to collect the user information. So I'll now declare a string. The name of that string is let me say choice. You can say any, you can declare any name of your choice. So I'm not using like a choice. I can use option. I can use the option. So it depends on what I want to do. Can use choice. Anything I want to write here, I can write. Not necessarily must do it the way I'm doing it. So I declare choice. Right? Choice means what the user has entered. Enter your choice 1 to 4. You are not forcing the user to enter any number. So the user can decide to enter 1, 2, 3, 4. So I use username choice for you to understand what I mean. So after the user has entered a choice 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do next now is to do a switch statement. So a switch statement is just like an if statement is a condition statement that is checking different cases and it's going to be running those, implementing those cases one after the other. So now we have about four options we are going to display. So that means in the switch statement, we'll be displaying four cases. That is the switch statement. Switch statement is just like a conditional statement to check if this line of code is correct. If it's correct, please go to the next one and execute. If this one is not correct, please go to the next one and execute. If it's not correct, please go to the next one and execute. That is the switch statement. You are switching from one code to another to check if the condition is true. If it's condition, please execute it. If not, go to the next one and check. If that one is not correct, please go to the next one and check. That's what I'm doing presently. So I'm using a switch statement. So let me type my switch statement. Switch statement. Oh, sorry, this thing. Okay, let me type my switch statement. Um, it's an error. Okay. Okay, sorry, let me just type my switch statement here. Switch statement, then choice. Oh, why is it? Okay. Switch statement, then choice. Then I put a double. Can see the screen is only telling me what to do, but I don't want to just do it so that people don't get confused. So let me just do it like this so that people understand what I'm doing. Okay, so switch statements, choice. Okay, so I'm trying to do a switch statement. Please pay attention so I will know we are on the same page. Let me see the error this one is displaying. Switch, empty switch block. Okay. Okay, so I'll be doing switch statement now. So under switch statement, we have like four cases I'll be displaying, which is these four options we have here, which is one, check balance, two, withdraw money, three, deposit money, and four, exit. So I'll be using cases. So under switch, we have what they call cases. It's used to tell the computer to run a particular or to execute a particular case or a particular line of codes. So we have about four line of code I'm going to execute. So I'm differentiating it into four cases. So let me start with the first one, case one. Oh, this thing is just giving me option. I don't want to be using all this option. Oh, I don't want to be using these options so I don't get you confused. Oh, you're even showing me. No. Okay. Okay, so this is my first case, case one. What am I going to display on case one? I'm going to tell the computer to tell me my current balance. So case one is check balance. So once you user click on check balance, so I'm going to tell the computer to display the balance of that particular user. So I'll be doing console.writeline CW. Then I'll use a dollar sign. So this is like interpolation. I'm going to join two values together. Please hold on. Okay, so I'm using this string interpolation, that is this dollar sign here, to show the balance inside this text. So I can print the account balance. That is what I'm using this dollar sign. So that to be able to show the balance inside this text I'm about to display here. So let me display the text here so that you understand what I mean. So we have a console.writeline. So what am I displaying here? So I'm saying your current balance is, let me write in error, or your current balance is curly braces. Inside the current balance, what am I declaring as the current balance? As the current balance. Current balance will be what I able to display here. So I'm displaying this account balance here. That's what I'm displaying here. So if the user want to check his balance, so I'll now type account balance here. So we have done the first case. So the first case is your account balance is so amount. That is the first case we have done. So the second case now, what the second case we're going to do now is to tell the user to enter the money the user wants to withdraw. So first of all, after this case one, so we have to put a break statement. So a break statement is to break the code and go to the next code. That's what break means. Hold on, break this particular code. Have you finished checking this condition? Have you finished executing this condition? If you have done, please break. Let's go to the next case. So let's go to the next case, which is case two. That's case two. So what am I displaying on case two? I'm telling the ATM machine, please enter an amount to withdraw. So let me type CW. Now say enter amount to withdraw. So this will just show me the amount I want to withdraw. So now I've told the user now to enter the amount you want to withdraw. So what's next now? I've told the user to enter an amount you want to withdraw. So now the user will now enter an amount that I want to withdraw. So what am I going to use now to collect this amount? So I'm going to use console.readline. So you can see I'm using these words interchangeably, and by using console.readline, using console.writeline, I'm also using console.read. So it's very important you should understand these three very important methods. It's very, very important. So let's go over again. Where are we? Okay. So after user have entered the PIN, I'll now tell the console, please collect this PIN for me by using console.read. But so by using console.readline. So first one, I'm going to declare is a variable that will hold what the user have imputed. So let me use withdrawal amount inputs. So you can see string withdrawal amount input is equals to console.readline. So this line of code tells us that this user has already entered so amount, maybe 5,000 naira. So this withdrawal amount input will now store what the user has entered on line 30. So console.readline is a method that helps to collect this information. So after collecting this information, what's next? After collecting this information, what's next? So let's go. Hope you are following me. So after collecting this information, let's now declare a decimal, an amount. So why are we declaring this decimal amount to withdraw? I'm going to explain to you. We have already asked the user that it should enter an amount. So if the user should enter an amount, so this on line 31 will now store this amount that the user has entered. Then on line 32, the ATM machine will now convert the string to a decimal values. So this amount to withdraw will now hold that value. I don't know if you get me. So that's why we are using a decimal amount to withdraw, a decimal variable. So we are declaring, first of all, we declare a string on line 31. Please collect whatever the user has imputed here. Then line 32, we're going to tell the ATM machine to please convert this withdrawal amount to a decimal. So let's go. So we have done with this one. So the next one we're going to do, we are still on case two. Case two is very long, so we are still on case two. No, we have done case one. So case two is to enter an amount we want to withdraw. So on case two now, we're going to use an if statement. So we're going to use an if statement. So just hold on so that we can be on the same page. Okay, so we're going to enter an if statement. Let me do the if statement now. So that's okay. So now if statements, tap. Oh no, I want to show you everything full. This thing is just giving me. Okay, so I've declared an if statement. Stop showing me all this. I don't need this. Okay. So I've used an if statement now. So I'm going to check. I'm now doing the conversion. What am I converting? I'm converting this withdraw amount input to a decimal and storing it in amount to withdraw. So let's watch carefully. I'm going to say decimal. So if I want to convert from a string to decimal, so there's a method called try pass. So try pass, what am I doing with try pass? Try pass, I'm converting. What are you converting? I'm converting this withdraw amount inputs and storing it in what? In amount to withdraw. Beautiful. Okay, so what I've done on line 33 is I'm using decimal.trypass to convert the string, that is withdrawal amount input, to a decimal. So I'm doing please convert withdrawal amount input and store it into amount to withdraw as a decimal. So after then, what's next? So on line 34, 35, and 36, let's see what you're going to code here on line 34 and 36. We are still on case 2. Please note that we are still on case 2. We have done with case 1 and we have implemented break. So now we are on case 2. So let's say if, so inside the if statement, we're going to do another if statement. Don't worry about this if statement, if condition. I'll be uploading videos from next week, all these conditions, we're able to understand how how this condition works. If statement, else statements, while loop, do while loop, for each, for loop. So all these things I'm going to be uploading them in my next videos. So I just did my first what do you call it? I just uploaded my first part of my video. I uploaded about 16 videos. So I can just go through them one after the other so that I can understand what I'm doing there. But as from next week, I'm going to be uploading more videos that will go into this if statement and else statement and all the conditional statements. So what we are designing now is an ATM console application. So after then, when we are so what we're going to do now is to declare another if to do another if statement inside this if condition we have done. So on line 33, we have if statement. So we're going to put another if statement inside this if statement we have done. So we'll call it if statement. So let's let's do another if statement inside line 33. So let's go if an amount. So let's say amount amount to withdraw. I'm checking now. I'm checking this if amount to withdraw is greater than 0. And don't forget, I was able to explain to you what this and or operator means. So this and operator means that this condition I'm going to declare here must be true, must be met before we run any or execute any of this line of codes. So that's what this and means. So this and means I'm trying to declare 2 conditions or 3 conditions. So what the first condition is amount to withdraw must be greater than 0. That's the first condition. And the second condition is amount to withdraw. Oh, come on, just hold on. I'm trying to. Okay, so The first condition checks that if the amount I'm going to withdraw is greater than zero, and the second one is will check that if the money there will be enough. That is, if it's less than the account balance. So that's what I'm going to do now presently. So let me use please hold on. So it will be less than or equals to account balance. Beautiful. So we have done like two conditions. The first condition is I'm checking if the amount to withdraw is greater than zero. And the second condition is amount to withdraw is less than or equals to the account balance. So this AND operator, these two AND operator means that these two conditions must be met before this user can withdraw any amount. If one condition is met and the other condition is not met, user cannot withdraw any amounts. Like for instance, if the user should type 20,000 naira, and you know that what we declare here is 10,000 naira, it will not go. User will not be able to do that transaction because I'm using this AND operator. I mean, these two conditions must be met. If not, it will not go. It will not work. The user will not withdraw this money. So let's go. Okay, so now we have done these two conditions to check. So let's now implement the logic that will happen when this user wants to withdraw money. So let's say account balance. Oh no, this is too fast. Okay, let's say account balance minus is equals to amount to withdraw. Why this one is very fast? Okay, let me just. So I'm minusing the amount to withdraw from the account balance. So that what line 37 means. Account balance minus equals to amount to withdraw means that amount to withdraw minus what we have in account balance. I don't know if you are getting me. So whatever we are doing on line 37, sorry, on line 37 means that we are subtracting the withdraw amount from the balance, same as account balance. That's what we are doing. So it means that account balance is equals to account balance minus amount to withdraw on line 37. So this minus equals to means that account balance is equals to account balance minus amount to withdraw. That was line 37, tells us. So what next after line 37? What are we going to do next? So we go to, so we are going to display after the user has withdraw the money. Okay, so what we're doing now is to for us to display for us to display we're going to use console the right line to display a message on the screen after the user has withdrawn. So let's go console the right line CW, then use the dollar sign and you say please pay attention so that we know we are on the same page. Now say please take your cash and earn amounts. So amount to withdraw. Please take your cash. So play on line 38 to show please take your cash and the amount to withdraw to show. Please take your cash. Then the next one I'm going to display now is to tell the ATM machine to display my new account balance. So you can see on line 39, console the right line, your new balance is dash of the account balance. So after then, we now do an else statement. So this else statement means that if there is no money in this account, please show to the user insufficient funds. Let's see. So you can see on line 43 to line 46 down. So it's telling the user insufficient funds or invalid amounts enter. So what we have done now, we have done if statement and else statement inside an if statement for case 2, which is the amount to withdraw. So after this, so the next one we're going to do now is to do another else statement here on line 48. Just imagine that the user enter a wrong number or enter a number that is not tallying with this. You can just tell the user, please enter a number, or the user enter an alphabet. So that's what we're going to be doing now. So we now say else statement. Oh, sorry. Okay, now say else statement. Console the right line. Console the right line. Say invalid inputs. Invalid inputs. Please enter a number. Okay, so beautiful. So now we have done with case 2. So what we are going to do now is to put our break on after case 2. Then put my break. So I've done my break statement on case 2, which is very important. So I've finished case 1. I've done with case 2. So now what we are going to go now is to do case 3. So case 3 is to enter an amount you want to deposit. So first of all, what I'll be doing, first of all, write the case 3, please. Okay, case 3. Then I declare, I do a console.write to tell the user to enter an amount to deposit. So I'm going to use console.write line, sorry, console.write on line 57, telling the user to enter an amount to deposit. Then after then, I'll now use console.readline to collect the information that the user has entered. That is the amount to deposit that the user has entered. So you can say string. Let me just this. So you can say string amount to deposit amount equals to console.readline. Just as the same thing we did for amount to withdraw. So I'm just trying to repeat what we did for amount to deposit by declaring a string variable deposit amount input, then using the console.readline to collect the information. Then what next? We're going to be converting this deposit amount into a decimal. So we have to declare a decimal amount to deposit. So after this, what next? We use an if statement. So we use an if statement. Let me quickly just explain what we did now. So just almost the same thing we did for the withdrawal case. We are doing it on this case 3 for the amount to deposit. So on line 62 now, so we are converting this deposit amount input into a decimal by using try pass. So we are converting deposit amount input and storing it inside amounts to deposit. After then, we now use an if statement to check if the amount to deposit is greater than 0. If the amount deposited is greater than 0, please do this or implement these codes, because here we have account balance plus or equals to amount to deposit. Like I said, what line 66 is telling us, account balance is equals to amount to deposit plus the account balance. That's what line 66 is telling us. After that, on line 67, to now show you have successfully deposited this amount to deposit. So you can see you have successfully deposited this amount. This we declare this variable here on line 62. Then after that, you now show my new balance is this account balance. So that just almost the same thing we did for case two. So after that, we do an else statement if the user has entered a wrong amount or deposited wrong amount. You now say invalid deposit amount. Please enter a positive number. Maybe the user enter minus 2,000. So you now tell the user invalid deposit amount. Please enter a positive number. Then we now declare do an X statement to round up this case three. And I tell the user that please invalid input. Please enter a number. After then, we'll now do our break. So we are done with case three. We are done with case three. So what next now? We're going to case four, which is the final case we have here. So on case four, what we have here, let's go. This one is very simple. Let me just write it down. So case four, we are telling the user, please, once the user click on four, please tell the user, thank you for banking with us. And exit is equals to true, then break. Remember, I declare this, before I started this switch statement, I declare this bool exit is equals to false. So why this does not exist, please display all this, keep on displaying this option to the user. But immediately the user click on exit, or immediately you see any of the option tag as true, please exit the code, close the application, and tell the user thank you for banking with us. It's very simple. So in all these options, I put a false on it. So the first on line 17, there's a false, a boolean flag, false. Line 18, there's a boolean flag, false. Line 19, all of them, I put a boolean flag, false. But the last, what I did online, if you go down here, on the last cases here, and I put a boolean flag, and I converted this boolean flag to true. That means when this line of code reach to this case, just exit the application and tell the user, thank you for banking with us. So it's very simple. Like for instance, if you go to a market, or you are, maybe they ask you to go and buy some fruits, and your boss should tell you that please make sure you buy me apple. So immediately you see apple, just please start coming back to home. Don't buy anything again. Just leave everything you are buying. But if you don't see apple, keep on buying me the other fruits. So I went to the market now. So I was looking for apple. I did not see apple. So I keep on buying orange. I bought orange. I bought pineapple. I bought mango. I bought watermelon. I keep on buying, but my target was to look for apple, because I'm looking for apple I've not seen. But immediately I buy an apple, I just start coming back home. I'm no longer buying anything again. So that was this switch statement means and case. And this flag I declare here, exit is equals to true. That's what this particular line of codes mean. So I believe I was able to explain this thing, and the examples I've given, you can able to understand this better. So what next now is to do a default. So I'm breaking down from the application. So this is a default. So this is the last. If there is no other cases, please go to this default invalid option. Please try again. So if the user should click on 6, please tell the user invalid option. Please try again, because there is no option again. We only have just 4 options: 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I've done now, I've displayed all the cases, and I've implemented the methods. I've implemented I've executed the method on each of the cases. So what is remaining now is to run our application. So successfully, we have completed our console.application. That is an ATM console application. You can see it's not an easy job. You can see how many hours it took for us to implement this, starting from declaring variables to ending our codes with this X statement, incorrect pin, access, deny. So now let's now run our application. Let's see how this application works. So click on this play button. So let's click on play button. Okay, let's click on play button. Okay, so we are clicking on this play button. It says, "Welcome to Zenith Bank. Please enter your PIN." Remember, I entered the wrong PIN and they told me incorrect PIN. So let me enter the right PIN, 1234. Or let me enter the wrong PIN so that for those of you that have just started, you did not start with me when I started this class. So let me enter 1456. So you say incorrect PIN, access denied. Let me close the application and run the application again. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let me enter the right PIN. PIN verified successful. You can see, please choose a transaction, check balance. Let me expand this so that you can see it very well. Oh. So you can see, please choose a transaction, check balance, withdraw money, deposit money, or exit. Enter your choice 1 to 4. Let me enter 1. Your current balance is 10,000 naira. You can see the exits, the flag I put as false is working because it's displaying these options. If this flag is false, it displays option. But if it's true, please end it. So that's what is working currently. So please choose a transaction. I've clicked on one. You have shown me my balance. Your current balance is 10,000 naira. So let's go to number 2. Click on 2. Enter an amount to withdraw. Let's say 5,000. So now say, please take your cash. Your new balance is 5,000 naira. You can see everything is working. So it's still displaying me those options. Why is it displaying this option? Because of this boolean I set initially. This one, the bool exit is equal to false. Why this does not exist? Please display all these options. But if I click on this exit, that is case 4, number 4, please exit the application. That is what is working here. So you keep on displaying this application for me, this option for me. So let's click on the next number. Let's click on 3. Enter amount to deposit. Let me put 10,000 naira. Let me click enter. You can see you have successfully deposited 10,000 naira. Your new balance is 15,000 naira. So you can see displaying that option. Please choose a transaction. So let me just click on this 4. Let me click on this 4. Once I click on this 4, it will just exit the application. Let me see 4. So you can say, thank you for banking with us. Press any key to close this window. So we have done with the transaction. We have withdrawn the money, we have deposited the money, and we have also ended the application. So let me run the application again and try one more thing, and we are done for today. So let me enter the correct 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me enter withdraw money. Okay, I have a balance of 10,000. Let me try to withdraw 15,000. Let me see what it will show. So you can see insufficient funds or invalid amount enter. I must enter the amount that is less than the account balance. That's what I just want to show you. That is what I just want to show you. Please try again. So this is all for our ATM console application. We have successfully built an ATM console application from scratch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video from scratch from the beginning. I hope you guys were able to learn one or two things. I know some people are still kind of not getting it, but please, in case you are not clear with any other codes I've written here, please go to the chat box or in the comment section. Please comment on what you don't understand so that I can break it down for you. So that is all about the ATM console application. I'm so happy that I was able to pass this info. Okay, I was so happy that I'm able to pass this information to these guys to for me to display this wonderful console application starting from scratch. I believe you guys enjoy yourself, and I believe you guys were able to get value to this wonderful application we just designed. So in case you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button. Please share this video because after this video will be going live. You can go to my channel. You'll be able to watch this video over and over again. So congratulations, guys. Make sure you watch all my videos I've uploaded from the first video to the last video. And by next week, I'll be uploading more videos. So this is just like the first part of my application that I'll be doing. The next application I'll be doing, I'll be telling you guys. But for now, this is the ATM console application from scratch. Very, very good. This is a very good application. This is what what normally see on the ATM machine that we use on day-to-day basis. That we go to ATM machine, we withdraw money, we deposit money, we check our balance. That is what I just implemented using C sharp and using what um, using C sharp and as a backend developer. So it's very good that you're able to go through this training. Please try to watch this video over and over again so you're able to understand. And make sure you give me some likes and make sure you share this video. Thank you guys and do enjoy your nights and have a wonderful night rest. See you on the next one. Bye. Thank you. Good training. Thank you, Mr. Celebrity Coder. Thank you very much. Just quickly, let's go through the videos. I'll be sharing the videos on my page and just watch it again. And in case you don't understand anything, just quickly reach out to me via the comment section. So thank you guys. I'll be ending the section now. See you guys.